Hey, welcome back, Rankers. So another announcement from Google end of last week. If you are using interstitial ads, pop-ups, those sorts of things, I'll show you what I mean by that. So I've just done here a search for Google interstitials on mobile. And then if I'll just go to this story here. And this is a story by Search Engine Watch that was published last week now. An interstitial on a mobile is like a pop-up, if you like. I mean, everyone's used to seeing them. Usually they're used to build your mail list, your newsletter. Usually you're offering something for free. Usually saying get the latest tips to your inbox, whatever it might be. We do it. Everybody pretty much does it. What Google's saying, though, is that it is a very bad experience for a user for that to happen. And in fact, oh, there we go. There's one right now. It's this sort of thing that we're talking about, is that Google is going to, as of next year, start punishing sites that are doing this. You're going to get a penalty if you're doing this to people on mobile. Now, there's a very good reason for doing it. It's crap experience for the user on mobile. Obviously, it's like, well, how do I get rid of that? I can barely read that print. No, thanks, I'm not interested. And that text is really small and all those other sorts of things. The other interesting thing is, if I'll just go back and have a look at that search, you'll see that first result is an interesting one. This first result is for developers creating interstitial ads for the Google AdWords network and instructions on how to do that for apps. So Google is doing interstitial ads in their apps, but they're saying that having an interstitial or a pop-up, or in the case of, let me show you another one. It's not just pop-ups. Go back here. It's also, there's like almost like what you would call a pre-roll ad. So Forbes is a good example of that. Same story. By the way, incidentally, this area up here where you can see View or Forbes or Get on the App Store, that's what Google is saying is an acceptable real estate to use if you want to do some sort of pop-up. That's what they're saying for their in this latest piece of information about interstitials. Now, this site is not doing it. It's probably because it's recognised I've already been here. But if you go to Forbes, most times you'll get basically just a giant ad before you actually get forwarded to the main content. That's also a bad experience on mobile, and Google is saying stop doing that. The fact that Google's saying that it's all right for their own network to do it and not all right for your site to do it, that's the bit I don't understand. I don't understand why it's all right to have an interstitial ad inside an app, but not okay to have it on a website. Reading the interstitial rules for ads for developers on Google AdWords, they're saying that, you know, if you do an interstitial ad at a spot during the user experience where there's, say, a gap in the experience, or one part of the experience is ending and a new part's about to begin, that's, you know, a good place for an ad. So I don't understand why that doesn't also apply to someone's website and why you can't have an interstitial on your website. For my part, filling out a form on a mobile is a pain in the bum because I wear these and I can't binge zoom, ironically, if the site is mobile optimized. So I don't know about you, but if you are someone who uses reading glasses, do you miss pinch zoom if the site is now mobile friendly and you can't do this to see? I do. But Google is saying that their ads are fine, their interstitials are fine, that is okay in a mobile experience. But what's not fine is you doing it on your site to try to get more people to sign up to your newsletter. So I think we're going to start to see some innovative developments in this space. I think even just a little pop-up like we saw with, if I'll just Google that, Forbes again. So I'll just Google Forbes again. I mean, what might be better for a mobile user as a pop-up? Let's see if we can get the app window to come up. Is if you got something about that size, and now I've gone here, I didn't want to do that. See, I'm not wearing my glasses. About that size on your site with a yes or a simple yes or no. So very, very small pop-up, but not one that covers all the real estate on the screen. So Google's even saying, even if you have that sort of, it's not really a pop-up, it sort of replaces ProBlogger does it. Go to ProBlogger. If you go to a site where it does something like this, they're saying this is not okay as well. Anything that delays the user from seeing the main, this is what you would call an inline pop-up, I guess, and then the contents below that. So Google's saying even those sorts of things are not acceptable. Anything that keeps the user from getting to the piece of content on the page that they found in search. So you can still do like a tiny pop-up at the top of the screen, but you can't do one that covers everything. Hopefully that's helpful. And we'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye.